let's be real. The sales meeting is the most intimidating part of building a new agency, especially if you've never been in a sales environment before. Trust me, I know how you feel. I've been there myself. I was terrified of sales before I first started. But now I've been on thousands of agency calls. I've closed millions in new revenue for my agency, Affluent.co, and I've helped hundreds of other aspiring agency owners go from a complete beginner with no sales experience, fumbling their way through their calls, to absolute animals on the phone, closing their dream clients week in, week out. Now today I'm going to be critiquing a real new start agency owner sales meeting. This is an actual sales meeting that took place from our community, and I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to be critiquing it and watching it for the first time live with you guys, providing feedback and stopping as we progress. You can guarantee that some of the fundamental mistakes that are going to be made in this meeting, if there are any, will be the mistakes that you are going to make. These are repeat mistakes I see happen day in, day out by new start agency owners. This is going to be an incredibly valuable video for you. So get rid of all your tabs and pay attention to everything that we are going through today. So let me put my AirPods in and let's get started with this.
Yeah, get started.
Yeah, soon as. Okay.
I am going to blur out
I guess
information
at the
that is
beginning it'll be
confidential here.
just me asking you a few questions, and my job is just to completely understand where we're at with the business, and then know what we need to know in order to get things going. At the end of the day, whatever solution we kind of get to and involve, it will be some type of internet platform. And essentially there's nothing special about this type of platform. Like, anyone can use Google, Facebook or YouTube or whatever, but my goal would be to use them properly and to get the job done on whatever platform it is.
So you guys, what is it your speciality?
That's a good question, and I would argue there's a lot of aspects to it. But the main thing
Okay,
is
I'm pausing here. Right, so what we're the stage we've cut into here, I don't have the previous bit of this recording. What we would usually do when you jump onto the call, I can only presume that there is some rapport building going on at the start, some kind of questions about their location, what the weather is like, etc. Building a little bit of rapport before we start off. But what we've jumped into here is what I call controlling the frame. This is where we transition from building rapport to controlling the frame of the meeting. Issue is here. This is not being positioned very well at all, okay? We're not coming from a place of authority here and speaking with a lot of conviction. You'll hear me mention this word a lot throughout this meeting. Conviction is the most important thing when it comes to sale. The confidence in which you speak around your service and the clarity in which you speak around your service. Controlling the frame is all about mentioning exactly how the meeting is going to go, okay? So whilst this person is rightfully saying, look, I'm gonna ask you some questions, they then go into fumbling through what their service is all about. So if we go back here onto the script, we've got, at the end of the day, whatever solution we use will involve some type of internet platform. There's nothing special about the type of platform we're using. Everyone can use them. We're already degrading the service. We're already playing it down. And this is coming from a lack of confidence in the agency owner here. And this is the only reason that you would say these kind of things. So we never want to say, oh, it's nothing kind of special. We just want to make sure we're doing it right. These aren't words of conviction. These aren't statements of conviction. Instead, you should just simply control the frame by saying, look, so, thank you for accepting this meeting today. We're going to start this off and just answer some of your questions. And then if we are a good fit, I would like to present a solution for you. But first of all, before we get into it, what was the reason you accepted the meeting today? Okay, so we're simply explaining in a very short sentence, way shorter than all of this. We're going to ask some questions. And if we are a good fit for each other, only then I will present a solution for you. But firstly, before we do, ask a question, then we are the person controlling the frame by saying, what is the reason you accepted the meeting today? Whereas what is happening here right now is the prospect has asked the first question. And that's a big problem. Straight away, because there's no conviction in the words that are being said, and we're fumbling through what service, and we're already mentioning, we don't even want to mention the service. It's irrelevant. We're selling the end goal here. We're not selling the mechanics. So first of all, what's happened is the client has then gone and asked questions. And this immediately puts this agency owner on the back foot.
You guys, what is it your speciality?
That's a good question, and I would argue there's a lot of aspects to it, but the main thing is Facebook ads.
Facebook ads, okay.
So if I was to answer this question, I would say that's a really good question. I'm actually going to move on to that later in the meeting. But we offer a lead generation service. Our sole purpose is helping you generate more qualified leads for your business. What are you doing at the moment when it comes to lead generation? Okay, so I'd flip it back to them. I would give them a vague answer, not telling them what the service was, and I would control the frame by asking a question at the end of that statement. But you shouldn't even be answering this question at the start of the meeting because we've already controlled the frame. We want to be the person asking the questions. The prospect should be just answering questions. Yeah, I'm going to be writing down fundamental notes of improvements here. If you guys want access to those notes, drop a comment down below and click link in the description, subscribe to our newsletter. And if you have dropped a comment, we will send you over these meeting call notes so you can go and study them in your own time as well. Cool, let's proceed.
Yeah, awesome. I would just like to know at the start what your kind of hopes are for this call.
So what I want to know is, just
A better question would be, what was the reason you accepted the meeting today?
find out what you could do and whether there's a way we could work together, and then take it from there.
Okay, cool. And would you care to explain a little bit more in depth kind of what you're doing already on this call?
So what I want to know is, just to find out what you could do and whether there's a way we could work together, and then take it from there.
Okay, cool. And would you care to explain a little bit more in depth kind of what you're doing already on advertising? Or what you've tried in the past.
A couple of marketing companies.
Okay, so I'm going to hesitate from pausing every 2 seconds because this is going to be really hard for you guys to follow. So I'm going to allow this agency owner to go through this process and then I'll comment at the end. The fundamental thing I'm already picking up here is this agency owner is not listening to the answer to the question. They are reading off their script. And there's a big issue when you have to have your script on the right-hand side of the screen. This is, I believe, their second ever meeting. So they're, of course, still finding their feet. This is going to be natural. I used to have my script on the side of the screen as well. You'll notice when you cut your ties from the script and you just understand what you need to do in these stages, you're going to have so much more conviction. And so what is happening here is the agency owner isn't listening to what the prospect is saying. They're instead reading their next question and going to that. And therefore, I'm predicting there's going to be a struggle to build rapport throughout this discovery stage.
Worked in the past. We've got another guy that we've not finalised it yet, which is why I wanted to have a meeting with you to see what you've got. We've got another guy that he did marketing and stuff for Trafford Centre in Manchester. So we've got a meeting with him tomorrow as well, because the guy I work with, the director, he was quite keen because someone had told him that this guy did loads of stuff for Trafford Centre. So he was like, well, can we check what he's got on? So I have made some recommendations to him, and we're just kind of seeing where we're at with, because we've got current market, we've got 2 companies we're working with at the moment. They're okay. I want to see whether there's something else better out there.
Okay, and what are those guys doing for you at the moment?
So, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. I think this new guy's going to do TikTok for us as well.
Okay. So you are running ads at the moment?
We are, yes.
Okay.
Paid ads.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I've done kind of like a bit more of digging on you guys, and I don't know if it's a different site that you, or a different Facebook that you're using, but I couldn't see any live at the moment. So are they live at the moment?
No, I thought so. They were live up until I think last Saturday.
Okay.
And then because I've got this meeting with this Facebook guy as well, this Trafford Centre guy I call him. So we've paused it because I want to see what he's got to add. Because we were spending loads of money on, especially for Black Friday, we spent loads. So it just got to a point where I was like, let me see what others have got to offer, and then we could take it from there.
And was it successful?
Yeah, we have some success with some treatments, but the thing what we want to do is we want to aim really at the high end treatments, for the clients. And that's where we are at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And those are such as, which ones are the best sellers?
PDO threads, your PDO threads, Facebook, the one that brings more money in.
Yeah,
that's where we can focus to be at. I appreciate at the moment the market's quite tight with everything else going on.
Right.
So focus on your drips, and then our courses,
And what, sorry?
the courses that we offer.
Courses, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Those PDO ones, I just don't know, because they're super trendy. I've even kind of looked into them myself, to be honest. And what do you guys price them at?
Okay, so
it's usually
we're moving on to, and rightfully so, this is a part of the discovery stage. We want to understand the kind of products and so on that the client wants to sell, but we missed a fundamental opportunity here, a fundamental opportunity of digging the pain. We've established that this business owner is already working with another agency, and the questions that have been asked are like, was it working? Are you running ads? These are not very educated or in-depth questions. These are almost just like, it feels like they're just, the agency owner is asking these just out of principle. This is our opportunity to dig into the pain. Let's find out what the reasons why they want to leave their agency. So what specifically are you not happy with about the current agencies? Okay, let's find out, and why. Okay, and we're just not happy with their communication. Okay, could you tell me more about that? Why is their communicational style not good for you? Okay, or what results are you generating right now? Oh, we're generating X return on investment. It seems like that, and you can practice mirroring, it seems like that isn't enough return for you. Okay, so dig in even further. No, it's not. We'd need to be at a 5 times return on investment to make this profitable. And then you're digging into further issues. Okay, so you're establishing and bringing to light all of the reasons why they want to move. This is a fundamental, this is a massive part. It's painful to listen to. It's a massive part of pre-sell that we've missed here. We're now moving on to talking about what products they want to sell, but we lost the opportunity of digging the pain a little bit further. Let's see if they can claw it back somewhat.
Usually about 100 to 120 per thread, and then some threads do go onwards to 150, but generally the going rate is about 100, 120.
120. And
per thread.
yeah.
And then someone could require 10 threads on their face, or even 14.
10, did you say?
Yeah. So the whole facelift can cost you between £1,000 to £1,000 to about 1,500.
Okay, yeah, so about 1.5. Cool. And the courses?
The courses vary. So we've got, some are 750, some are 600, some are 1,500, some are 2.5 grand, depending on where are we at with it. Obviously, if somebody does more courses with it, then I can do a discounted deal. But that's where I want the focus to be as well.
You want to focus mostly on the courses?
Yeah, because obviously with the courses comes, it's Bilal's expertise. So he's the guy, the lead doctor. We've got another senior nurse. So they specifically teach courses. Bilal does treatments as well. So we see threads with him that I will focus on. We are also introducing hydrofacial. So we'll be looking to run those ads, and laser. We've got the machines in. We're just finalising it.
Awesome. Cool.
So we would be looking to run ads on those as well.
Can you nutshell me in kind of a nutshell what, if there's a current problem with the ads that you're currently doing, or what the vision is, kind of?
I'm still trying to get to the bottom of what is it that some might be working and some are not. Like, we're getting the leads and stuff, but people will call in, find out what the course is. It's not, I've done the price check with some of our competitors. Now, obviously, our courses are slightly expensive because they are taught by a doctor. So they're not just taught by a nurse. We do have some courses that are taught by nurses, but those nurses are quite thorough. They've got 15, 20 years of experience. But I do know there are people that are not nurses teaching them. There are people that are nurses teaching them, but they're not that experienced.
Okay. So you're saying the leads come in, they inquire about the service or the course, and then they're gone. Okay. So why do you think that is?
I think maybe it could be the price.
Okay.
So our courses are quite thorough. And I do send, when people ask me for an inquiry, I do send them a detailed email with the overview, what it's going to cover, all of that stuff. That's something that we never used to do, and we started doing that as well.
Right, I see.
Okay, so if we're answering an intelligent question based on what the prospect is saying, then awesome. I think it's great that this agency owner has gone back and tried to bring it back to digging the pain. I think what they've realised, they lost the opportunity of digging the pain when they were talking about the agency at the start of the call. They tried to claw it back by saying, so what's wrong with the current result? And then they got kind of an answer around the product. Because they've dug so much into the product at this stage, they got an answer around the product. It's hard to pull it back into that situation. So it's really important, this cements how important it is to really dig into the pain earlier on. The whole goal of the discovery stage is to gain ammunition for later on in the call, is to pre-sell the prospect and make them realise that they need to work with somebody else. We really want to dig in that pain with them. Now, this agency owner has done a really good job of digging into the current products. They're asking questions about that product. That shows intent and interest. But we're still very much hitting surface level. We're just asking questions about the price, etc. And we haven't managed to build that solid rapport yet by getting down to their level and understanding them. The other thing I would say is, and I didn't mention this at the start, but we don't have the prospect's video here. So we can't actually see them. We can't see their facial reactions and build more rapport with them. You've got the video on, the agency owner has, but the prospect hasn't. And so I would definitely at the start of the call, and I don't know whether this happened because I haven't got access to it, I would ask, hey, do you reckon you can chuck your camera on? It's always nice to be able to see each other's faces. Okay, don't be afraid to do that and push back, because it will make a big difference.
Cool. I'm just trying to kind of like picture in my head what the issue might be with that.
Okay, that's not a lot of conviction there. I'm just trying to see in my head, or paint a picture in my head, what the issue might be with that. Not much conviction at all. We always want to be speaking with 100% conviction. Okay, so if you don't understand what the potential issue is, we need to be asking questions like, how many leads are you generating on a month right now? They've said that, for example, they're generating leads and they're not managing to get them actually to come into the salon. So how many leads are you generating a month right now? Okay, and then dig into that a little bit further. Are you generating 20 leads per month? So how many of those are actually converting? Okay, so you've got a 30% conversion rate. Write all of that down, okay? And then have conviction on how to solve those problems when you come to presenting the solution, okay? We haven't yet got to that point, but we need to be answering more specific questions around the actual service and how it's being delivered to understand what the true problem is. Now, presumably we're about to move on to finances, so let's see what happens.
Cool. So let's talk kind of numbers.
So these transitions are not very smooth. Like, cool, let's talk numbers, okay? This wants to be, it needs to be more fluent throughout, okay?
Vision, at the moment, what are you currently making? And then 6 months down the line and 12 months down the line, what is the vision to be making?
So I think we've got another branch that we're opening. Focusing on that and getting a clientele in there as well. To focus on that as well to see what it is. I think we are expanding, so it's obviously to make sure our diaries are fully booked. Because currently we only operate on an appointment only basis. So if it's busy enough, then what I would like it to be that we just keep the clinic running. So as opposed to doing it appointment basis, we just keep it open. So even if we've got an hour slot in the middle, then that's there for people to, let's say somebody rings on the day. But our appointments are usually booked up. We've got people to book in advance. Everybody else has got other. So the doctors are obviously working as doctors. The nurses are working as nurses. So it's not their primary job. But when they're here, they are here. So yeah, just to kind of see. Be as busy as possible, really, Ricardo.
So what we've received here is a broad answer to a broad question. The question of finance was asked, so where are you at the moment and where would you like to be? Can you give me a summary of that? Okay, so we've got this very broad question that's it's very hard to pinpoint what exactly it is that the agency owner is asking for, and therefore we got given a wishy-washy answer which really didn't get to the point of where we were at. Now, the real issue here is we haven't dug into the real problem. If we could understand the real problem, then we could better frame that question. We could say, okay, I've got a good idea of where you're at the moment. So you're generating X amount of leads at the moment. Your current problem with your agency is their communicational skills and you're not happy with the creatives that they're putting out. There probably is an issue with the way that the appointments are being set as well because your conversion rate is low. Can you paint me a picture of, if we were to solve this issue, where you should be as far as revenue is concerned in the business? What is your goal? How much money do you want to be making per month? crystal clear like that. We're summarizing the problem, and then we're saying, okay, if this problem was solved, how much money should you be making? They're going to give you a number. I want to be making 100k. We've got capacity to make 100k a month. At which time they give you an amount. It's then much easier to say, well, how close are you to that right now? What's your current monthly revenue figure? Stay dead. Okay? It's way easier to frame that when you diagnose their problems, and then you have a natural transition, and it is not as awkward as, okay, cool, so let's talk numbers, which isn't a fluent transition, and we then really generally get a bit of friction from the business owner.
And I think that's what I want to get to.
Mm-hmm. Can you put that into terms of like numbers for me, so I can visualize it a bit better? If you say you're averaging about how much a month?
I haven't got those figures to hand, and I don't know whether I don't know whether the other guys will be happy for it to be disclosed.
Okay.
But I'd want it to be, diaries to be busy rather than.
This is what I'm talking about.
Doing just slots when people.
It's harder to get those answers.
I want more clientele, because the laser side of the things and the hydrofacial, they're brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Get the goal first, and then get the revenue. You'll get a more straightforward answer. Also helps if you build more rapport and more trust by diagnosing their issues further.
Okay.
I've never had a business owner say no, they won't give me the revenue number. And also if you do get someone say, I don't really want to disclose that, don't say, oh, well, I just want to visualize where you're at. Say, look, my service is to help you increase your revenue. Like, I understand you have X, Y, Z problem. Lay out all of those pains that they've already dug. In order for us to help you sign more clients, in order for us to help you grow as a business, I need to understand where you're at right now, so we have a baseline and we can set some goals of where you want to be.
Let me see. So, in terms of what I've kind of looked up on you guys, and forgive me if it's not accurate, but the research that I have.
Massive problem there. Forgive me if it's not accurate. Huge lack of conviction there. We're downselling ourselves. We're going to lose a lot of trust by just that single statement.
I've been doing. Let me share what I've been looking at. I've took the liberty of running this thing that we call a marketing audit, right?
Okay.
Let's expand my screen. And it kind of like pokes holes at the current strategy that you guys are doing, and where we can kind of look into things. And I've noticed there's no pixel on the website. Is that something that you guys have put in, since we've spoken?
Oh, you know what on the website?
So we're speaking about a pixel on the website right now, but we're sharing screen, and the information on screen isn't aligning with what we're saying.
No pixel, no Facebook pixel.
The client's answering a question about the Facebook pixel whilst reading information on screen that isn't relevant to what we asked. So this is going to create a lot of confusion.
I don't understand. What does that mean?
So Facebook pixel is a little code that is put on the website that when someone comes and checks it out, you know exactly their demographics, so you know who your audience is. So for example, if I looked into your website right now, you could see that I am a female, I'm in my 20s, and I'm living in Manchester, and that way you can retarget me.
I don't actually know about that. That's something that the IT team deals with, so I'll need to speak with them to find out what.
Yeah, Facebook pixel is super important in finding out, like, we can retarget those people later on, and we know why they're interested. We just need to kind of like push them over the edge, and that's one of the things I kind of noticed. Although the website is super nice, I like the layout. I feel like it's
edgy.
We're
revamping that as well, by the way.
Yeah, no, I can
it's too dark
can
for
see
me.
that.
Yeah. So that's something that's being revamped.
Okay, cool. I see.
At the moment, but I will ask the IT guy that question, see what he says.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I have no idea what that means.
No problem.
So, huge opportunity here. If there's no pixel on the website, the Facebook pixel is intrinsic to being able to generate results for a client. And so, if we've already established they've got a marketing agency and they're meant to be running ads for them, I would be digging out and say, look, one of the first things I noticed when I looked at you guys, and I was so shocked to see this, you don't have a Facebook pixel installed in your website. Do you know what a Facebook pixel is? So instead of asking them, do you know what a Facebook pixel is? No, I don't know what that is. Well, Facebook Pixel is basically the backbone of your ad account. If you don't have a pixel, then there's no wonder your ads aren't performing. It's the only way you can track what actions your potential customers are even taking on your website, and gives the algorithm a chance to choose and find your ideal customer. So as we've established, you're getting 20 leads per month, but you're not actually converting those. My guess is they're really low quality leads because Facebook doesn't really even know who to target. And for me, this is a massive red flag. This is one of the first things an agency owner should be installing on your website. So it was a massive shock when I saw this, but I'm not surprised that you're not generating results with your current agency. Okay? So dig in that pain. Dig in the pain. This is a big thing. If an agency hasn't put a pixel on the website, it's marketing 101. Dig in that. That was a good opportunity there. But first meetings, guys, I'm being super critical here. Like, I would have been just as bad on my first meeting, like I screwed up my first meeting. I managed to assign the client through the skin of my teeth, but I was going in with these hard sales. The business owner at one point went to make a coffee, not just because they wanted a coffee. Like, I feel like they wanted to shut me up. I was really screwing it up. So don't be intimidated by this, okay? You will get so much better with every single meeting that you host, okay? This feedback hopefully will act as your guide to being a better salesperson. And trust me, when you get feedback 1 or 2 times, 3 times at most, okay, you're going to get better every single time. You're going to understand how an expert would truly do this, and yeah, you're going to be feeling that feedback and them friction points from the meeting. This agency owner will be understanding what they're doing wrong whilst they're doing it, and with every single meeting they'll be changing those little things as well. What I am noticing is they're relying heavily on their scripts. They're quite often flicking from their what they're looking at on Zoom to going back over to the script, and I think they're a little bit, this makes sense because it's the first time they've actually had, or second time they've had a meeting. They're relying on the script too much, and therefore they're kind of fumbling through the meeting a little bit. It's really, really, really important that you study your script beforehand. This is very much off script to what I actually teach. The words have been completely rewritten by this agency owner, and I will be reaching out to help them to completely rewrite this script and make sure that they're saying what I would say if this was me on a meeting, but of course in their own tonality. But it's vital you follow a format that has been proven, and you don't make the attempt to go completely off script and go against what has been taught to you. So yeah, let's jump back into this for now and see how we get on.
I'll share as well on this presentation thing that I'm doing, that I've done. One sec. Where is it?
So I'm stopping a lot. Okay. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if it's really annoying me stopping all the time. I'm going to do more of these meeting reviews. Let me know if you like me stopping and giving as much feedback as possible. If you want to watch more of this meeting and then me give feedback like in sporadic, in more kind of chunky parts. When we're going through the presentation, right, we haven't transitioned from the discovery. We've just kind of said, oh, let me just show you this thing on the website and hopefully I've got it right. And then we showed this list of things, and we talked about the Facebook pixel, but none of the things were actually relevant to what we were talking about. It was about some website widget or something. And we didn't transition from the discovery stage. We didn't say, look, I completely understand the problems that you're facing, the X, Y, Z, we outlined them. Would you like me to show you how we can solve this for you? Okay, would you like me to go through what we can actually do for you? Would you like me to go through how we can make those 20 leads convert on a monthly basis and actually even generate more than that? Okay, so just say something relevant to what you've gone through in the discovery stage, reaffirm the issues that they've faced, and then present a solution to them. Would you like me to run you through how we can help you bridge the gap between 100k a month and 200k a month? Okay, you told me, okay, there's all different versions of the sentence. You're not saying all of these things, by the way. I'm just giving you loads of different examples, okay? Okay, so look, I completely understand your problems. You're currently struggling to convert the leads that you're generating, and that's probably because you don't have a pixel on your website. You want to get to 100k a month, you're at 50 right now. Would you like me to show you how we can begin to bridge that gap? Yes, show me. Then you present. It's a natural flow that way. We're not just kind of saying, oh, I just want to show you this presentation that I created, and then downsell it by saying, well, it might not be right, so forgive me if it isn't. It lacks conviction. We always want to be controlling the frame throughout this meeting. Too many delays here. Let's be quicker, let's be prepared.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, awesome. So,
ooh, did we show the script then? No, we selected the right thing. Okay. Did we show the script?
This presentation thing that I'm
Did we
doing,
just screen share the whole screen?
That I've done. One sec. Where is it?
Entire screen. Oh. Bang, sales script. Oh.
Can you see my screen?
Oh.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I don't know if they even noticed. We just screen shared the sales script. Come on.
Awesome. So I've took the liberties of
comment.
looking into other kind of aesthetic.
I mean this with the best will. If this agency owner is watching this right now, I know how you feel. I've been here myself. We will make you an animal. Trust me, this is just the beginning. We will make an animal out of you yet. Okay?
Yeah, and whilst I've seen you guys kind of have a similar pattern, you can tell from like the sorry, this is the wrong one. You can tell from like the kind of low engagement that you can tell from like the sorry, this is the wrong one. You can tell from like the kind of low engagement. I've seen you guys kind of have a similar pattern. You can tell from like the sorry, this is the wrong one.
Okay, be prepared. Don't have any other tabs open. Just have the shit that you need. Okay, this is a completely avoidable problem. Have all the only shit that you need on here. Okay, try and get a separate monitor. If you want to have your scripts, have a separate monitor so there's no chance of you making that mistake. You've just shown the wrong presentation to the wrong client, and you've shown them like possibly like a different business. You probably got away with it, but just be prepared. You can solve this issue so easily. Okay.
You can tell from like the kind of low engagement that Facebook really wants people that pay for their ads essentially, this is why. Whilst you could get the same content and you can see like it's just someone doing the exact same thing as you guys.
Present as well. Like PowerPoint is a full screen presentation. Don't just flick through and have this on the side. You got all this stuff. You got your desktop here. It gets messy. Like actually click the present button. Where are we? It's at the top. Okay. Slideshow, present, and then just get it done. It'll be a lot cleaner and more professional.
The low engagement would be because you're not pushing paid ads. But you've told me that you're kind of looking into that, so that's completely fine. Around the Manchester area and around the UK, if I just type in just estheticians, I can see 2,400 people, 400 results of people running ads already. Yeah. So it's definitely a winning game. It's just it's just a case of how can we get it rolling really. And this is another one. The reason I added this one in is because I saw you guys are looking at the Istanbul kind of area and the MENA region, and we've got those connections in those regions. So I've put this one in as a like, you know, I mean, if when we do work together, if these are the kind of packages we want to start advertising, and I'll talk a little bit about our service and.
Right, we need to practice the elevator pitch. That was completely fumbled, like, you know what I mean? So we're going to have this and then maybe like, and then, I've concluded this because you want to have Istanbul. Like, there's no conviction here at this stage, okay? We need to practice that elevator pitch. This is really, really important. You need to make sure that when you come to presentation, you know every word you're going to say. You practice every single word beforehand in the mirror, okay? You have that dialed in. Your elevator pitch is the pitch that you can say to someone to tell them exactly what you can do for them in the shortest amount of time and with conviction, okay? Not focusing on the mechanics, but focusing on the results.
In a nutshell, I won't bore you too much and catch you up on like everything, but in a nutshell...
I won't bore you too much, again, lowering our own position, lowering our own perception.
In a nutshell, we have 3 phases. And...
Look, guys, This happens when you have fundamental lack of conviction. So many of you guys will be doing this. But be aware of this. If you're listening to someone else, you'll probably catch these things that you're doing yourself. Arms, and degrading the things that you're saying. This will put you on a back foot with your leads.
Excuse me. What we do is we run specific...
That was a script I just heard. The third page being turned. Now we're about to read off the elevator pitch.
Specified ads for a targeted demographic. So we will look at exact locations, exact audience. Like I said, for example, would it be a female in her 40s that is looking at a PDO specifically, or would it be 50s, etc. And we'd look at exactly Manchester or even Bolton more specifically. And this way it stops us from overspending and kind of spending more money on ads to people that just won't be interested. Like, the problem you've already mentioned about people, they press on it, they find out, and then they're like, oh, actually no, and it's kind of scared them off. And that way that stops us doing that. And what we do, we'll take the best sellers that you guys have, the ones that you want to get pushed out the most, and we will put them at the forefront, basically put them right in the front of the cannon and say we're going to be doing, for example, we're going to sell 5 PDO packages. Excuse me if I'm using the wrong terminology.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, five, for example, PDO packages, and that's our goal for this month. And kind of doing the maths on that, that's what, 1.2 times 5. I'm crap at maths, sorry. If I just do.
Know your product's name. Know your client's product's name. Lack of understanding of the product, lack of understanding how to market it, that's what they're going to perceive. If you don't know how to say my product, you're not going to know how to market it. Don't need to be doing maths on screen on a calculator. If you need to do maths, do it on your phone, okay? Get it on your phone down. Don't do this in front of the client. Perception, it's all wrong. Okay, I'm going to continue. I've got some other notes. But yeah, let's get through this.
No, it's fine.
1,200 times 5. For example, so that's a month of just selling maybe 5 PDO packages. And like I say, that's on kind of the low end. That's about £6,000. So in the start of it, even still in phase 1, is we'll send you a survey. We'll get all those details from you. We'll even run you through exact kind of demographics that you want people to walk through the clinic. You know exactly who they are. And then we'll even demo it for you before we go live. And Facebook is really scary in the way how precise it is. But once we do that, we're on to phase 2, which is exactly getting things live and running and actually collecting data. And this would involve obviously the Facebook pixel and just seeing who is kind of reaching out and being interested. And then that takes us on to phase 3. Phase 3 is generally just you. If I show you here as well, this is a system what I know works because we use it in our own agency, which is
the sales script.
Which is a way of you literally come in, you log in, and you see exactly who's checked out. The
Game
bit
over.
before that, which is quite unique to us, is the fact that we actually call up these leads within a day or 2 of them signing up, and we keep them warm, we keep them hot, and we say, look, we saw that you were interested in our ad. Can we get you booked?
What are we showing right now?
And then that's the point where I've put here.
Hang on. What are we showing right now? What do you know what we just showed? We showed our CRM system right now, and then we opened it up, and then we showed there are no clients listed. That's what we just showed. We opened up, go high level, clicked on our sub account, and we showed we have no clients.
You come in, you log in, and you see exactly who's checked out. The bit before that, which is quite unique to us, is the fact that we actually call up these leads within a day or 2 of them signing up, and we keep them.
We're talking about what we're going to do. We're talking about our appointment setting process. Let's show some dummy leads on a pipeline. Let's show some leads. Let's see the stages. Let's show the process. Okay, let's see what we're actually doing. It doesn't take half an hour to create a dummy account and populated it with some dummy leads. Let's show it. We're talking about it, but we're showing this setup page on screen. Like we're not actually showing the shit. If we're going to show something, we only need to show something if it's going to aid what we're saying.
Warm. We keep them hot. And we say, look, we saw that you were interested in our ad. Can we get you booked straight in? And then that's the point where I've put here is kind of wake up and check.
Script, man.
You wake up, you log into that, and you see what appointments you have for that day. So
this visual doesn't aid what we're going through.
Of what we do, and this is kind of examples of what it would look like. So it'd be a form that someone would fill out. We'd make it as specific as possible. We can even target people that are making more than 100,000 a year in the UK. We can even look into expansions as we do in Turkey, whatnot. And yeah, I've just put something here about like it could be a 40-year-old woman in Bolton who loves cats. It's scary precision. But yeah, did you have any questions about that kind of?
So the question I'm going to ask is what the guy I work for will ask me is how much would it cost?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, before we move on to this, it's good that they asked for price, okay? It's good that they asked for price. We didn't even get a big objection there. Okay, this is the reason I don't like sales decks. When I teach sales meetings, you don't need a sales deck. When you're first starting out, you truly do not need a sales deck. Because what we have done here is we've followed a regimented process because a sales deck is being created, right? And we are teaching someone about ads that is already running ads with an existing agency. Okay, so what we've just spent, our entire elevator pitch has been wasted teaching this prospect how ads work when they're already paying someone to run ads for them. And the reason why we're doing that is because we have a regimented sales presentation. Sack off your deck. You don't need it unless you're pitching for some big scale client, and in that case you create a bespoke deck for them and you do a 2-call close. You go through your rapport building on the first call and your discovery stage. You then say, look, I understand your problems, but look, we can't work with everyone. I need to speak to my business partner. What I would like to do is book another meeting in with you, and then we can go through whether we can provide a solution to you, okay? Or then we can go through whether or not we can work together, for example. Jump on that second meeting. At this stage, you present them with a solution, with a bespoke presentation based on the discovery stage. That is only if you are pitching a client that warrants a presentation deck. Local brick and mortar does not warrant a presentation deck. You can go through your website, go through your high level, sure, show the pipeline, go through Ad Manager and show some clients, some competitors ads and so on, like some direct competitors ads, right? If they're not running ads right now, sure, do those things, but you don't need a deck because you're going to be going through this regimented process that people fundamentally do not need to be taken through because in this situation, they're already running ads. We need to sell to their specific problems, but we didn't identify the problems of this lead. So we didn't dig into the pain, what's the problem with the current agency. We don't actually know what the issue is with the current agency. And so because of that, we can't sell a bespoke solution. And so we should have spent much more time in the discovery stage actually getting to understand and dig into the pain, what the real fundamental issue, peel back the layers, and don't just take the first answer as gospel. Use mirroring, okay? Our current agency just isn't generating return on investment. It seems like you're not making enough money with them right now. So you're literally repeating what they say in a different way to allow them to speak on it further. And what seems like you're not making enough money with them right now. No, we're not. It's just, we need to be making more. Can you explain that a little bit further? Like, what return on investment are you making right now? Dig into that. Okay, why do you think that is? What are the fundamental problems that you're facing? Okay, and dig into that. And how's that affecting your business? Okay, and how much longer do you want to continue working with these guys? If you don't solve this problem, and 6 months down the line, how much money have you potentially wasted with them? Is this a priority for you to resolve right now? Digging into the pain and understanding the fundamental issues. So when it comes to presenting, we present a bespoke solution based on them. You might have a product that does 10 different things, right? Your service might achieve 10 different things. And one of the biggest mistakes that so many agency owners make is they try and sell those 10 things. When the prospect only wants one. The prospect only needs one of those solutions to be sold to them in order for them to say yes. But we sell that one thing and then we spend the next 10-15 minutes unselling ourselves and losing rapport, ramming down the prospect's throat because we've got a sales presentation, the 9 things that they're not interested in. When they only wanted one, they would have sold on one. So diagnose their fundamental issues and then provide a bespoke solution around that and only around that. And if they want to hear about other things, they are weapons in your arsenal. Wait for objection handling. The close doesn't start until the first objection. If there are other issues that they've got with the service, they'll ask them, and then you can pluck those weapons out, and you haven't laid all of your cards on your chest. So just sell to the fundamental issue, present to the fundamental issue that they've revealed in the discovery stage. So it's really key you dig in that pain and discovery. We're now being asked price. Let's see how this is done.
So in a total, it would cost £1,000 a month.
So how much will it cost per month?
1,000.
Mm-hmm. And where would that money go?
So half goes on to Facebook ads, and the other half is our service fee and our guys who will take care of the calling and keeping the leads nurtured.
Okay. let me ask the guy. I don't think he'll be agreeable to that. But let me see what this other guy that he wants us to have a meeting.
We haven't actually established what their budget is. We didn't establish that in the discovery stage. What's their budget? We also didn't establish how much they're paying their current agency. These are two massive facts that really help us when it comes to presenting our price.
Meeting with says, I know we've got another guy in, I think, London side or somewhere. He's offered us a proposal as well. He's offered guarantees for the bookings and things like that. So let me have a chat with him.
Just for the sake of things, we definitely have a money back guarantee, 100%. I am happy to negotiate price if that's the problem we're going to be facing. But obviously, like you said, let me know.
Okay, let me speak to him. See what he says. I want to see how his meeting with the other guy goes, and then I think we should touch base maybe later this week or early next week. Probably early next week's better.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
then we should take it from there.
Awesome. Should be great.
Perfect.
Yeah, thanks, Gia.
Cool.
Take
No
care.
problem. Speak
Yeah.
soon. Thanks for your time today.
No problem. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
The sale starts after the first objection. We got one objection. We didn't attempt once to come back. Now look, I'm not going to feedback this as if it was an agency owner that has been, this is their 10th meeting. This is a second meeting for someone that's never been in sales before. It's incredibly daunting. And so I want to be compassionate when I speak about this. Objection handling is so vitally important. So vitally important. The sale starts after the first objection. Okay, I want to get a no as soon as I can, or a yes. Okay, when I get that no, I might be on that call for another 30 minutes. Objection handling. That's why that meeting was 20 minutes long, because we quit before the sale even started. Oh, I need to speak to someone else. I completely understand. What is it you need to speak to them about? Okay, the price. Okay, so is this an affordability issue, or do you doubt that you would get return on investment on that 1,000? Is this an affordability issue or a value issue? Okay, dig into that. Okay, it's affordability. It's just a lot of money right now. Okay, I understand. But you're already making 20,000 per month and you want to get to 50,000. So we're only talking about a fraction of that money to attempt to, or start to get you to that point. See what they say. Rationalize the price. But I just really need to speak to John. Look, I completely understand. But what is it that John could say to you that would change your mind? Is this something you would like to do, first of all? Yes, I would like to do it. Or no, I just need to think about it as well. Okay, well, do you mind me asking what it is you need to think about? Right, dig into these things. Don't take no for an answer. Get the real answer. She wanted to say no, and she didn't give the real reason. I just need to speak to them. It's an easy objection to give, okay? You need to establish that they want to go ahead. Sometimes you won't be able to get over the fact that they need to speak to a business partner. But at the very least, you need to establish that they want to go ahead. Is this something that you want to do? Okay? And dig in. There are so many different objections that you could get. We've got a whole cheat sheet inside of our academy diving through any possible objection that you could get when it comes to sales meetings, as we give it to absolutely all of our members. That'll help you. Now, we didn't even present a guarantee, or this agency owner didn't even present a guarantee until after they presented the price and got the objection of a guarantee. Oh, well, this other company that we're working with is this offers this guarantee. Well, we should have, if we had a guarantee, if there was something that we had, we should have used that in our statement. We should have used that in our elevator pitch. We should have used that when we presented a bespoke solution to the business owner, not right at the end. We also said that, we would be willing to negotiate in price. Okay, and that is very bad positioning. In that time, okay, when we say, I would be willing to negotiate in price, instantly it's like it devalues our service. It shows desperation, okay? We're going to lose trust at that stage. It's all about conviction. Think about it, right? When you're trying to sell to someone, right, and if you're an agency owner and you truly believe in your service, let's say, okay, let me rephrase this. You should be selling or trying to acquire potential customers as if you already have 10 clients and you don't need any more. You've already got 10 clients, they've all got positive return on investment, and you don't need any more clients. That's how you need to sell. Think about how you would do things differently if that was the case. If you had 10 clients, you were making 10, 15K a month, and you didn't need any more and you knew that your service was mega valuable, how would you act on those calls? You would speak as if that business owner needed you more than you needed them. So when you get pricing objections, the last thing you're going to be thinking about is lowering. The last thing you're going to be thinking about is dropping the price, because you know and you have conviction that you have an ability to deliver results and that your service is worth 10 times the amount you charge for it, and the business owner needs it. And so you would never dare to think about lowering that price. And so when you get onto your sales calls, think about how you would act as if you didn't need to sign up the client, because when we have desperation, we make mistakes. When we have desperation, we lose conviction and we lose the sale. So, let me see what other notes I've got here. I could hear the paper being moved multiple times running through the script. Okay, we could tell that the script was being read, but you could see the script on screen. Massive mistake there. Not attempting to handle the objections. That's the fundamental biggest, that's the biggest lack here, the most amount of work that we need. The discovery stage is how we frame the entire meeting, understanding and diagnosing their issues. If we did that right at the start, we would have built more rapport. We would have been able to sell a lot more effectively. And you need to sell to the client-specific problem and learn your script. We have 3 very simple stages when it comes to selling in a one-call close. We have rapport and discovery, where we diagnose issues. We have a presentation stage where we present a bespoke solution for what we learned in the discovery stage. And then we have our close, okay, where at this stage we've already got the yes. We want to be getting yeses throughout the meetings. It's something I haven't written down here. Get more yeses. Look, I understand this is the position you're in. Would you like me to show you our solution to this problem? Yes. Okay. When we present the solution, do you think, based on what we've discussed, this is the solution to your XYZ problem? Yes. Get yeses and agreement. Do you have any questions based on everything we've discussed? Would you like us to proceed? Yes. Do you think that we have the skills based on what you've seen in order to solve your problems? Yes. Get these yeses, these agreements throughout, and if we don't get them, and if they lack conviction, and if we sense any bit of doubt in their voice, dig into that pain, dig into that doubt, dig into that lack of value, because a sales meeting is all about value perception. If they perceive value in our service, if they think our service is going to solve the problems that they are facing, they will buy. It is as simple as that. So we want to go through these goalposts throughout the meetings, get these little micro yeses so we have a good indicator that they are actually interested. There's no point going to the close at the end unless we have got that conviction and that confidence from their end as well. Guys, let me know if this video has been valuable to you. This is a different format. Drop a comment down below and sign up to our newsletter, and I'll send you over these cool review notes that I've got. I've got a ton of notes here based on this call, and I'll get them sent over to you if you drop a comment. And just understand that you are likely to make some of these fundamental mistakes in your meetings. I know that I made some of these meetings when I first started. Sales is a difficult path to pave when you are first starting out, but with the right support network, with getting feedback and being open to feedback and being receptive to learning and taking that, you will become an animal and you will get better over time. I used to be useless when I first started out. I used to walk to the end of the office and tremble when holding my script on calls with fear, this introverted young guy just desperately trying to make something of myself. And with every single call, I got better and better and better. And every bit of feedback, I took it on board and changed something, a little micro tweak to that meeting, until I became an animal on the calls and closed clients. And I'm now in the position that I am in. But the key and the only thing that will stop you from getting from that little introvert struggling on calls to an absolute animal is if you don't give up. Never give up, fail forward, and you will master this skill set. See you soon. Cheers.